going out and competing.
And you've gone through this before where you haven't had him in the lineup and you had to use James with Williams and Casey and all that. How does it change things? And even for you, do you look for different ways to maybe manufacture some pressures without having those kind of ends on the field?
Yeah, I mean, we'll adjust as we feel we need to. I think bottom line is we've played with James and Casey before. FA, the two young guys will get some opportunities now. Andre and KJ. So we're excited to see them compete.
There's been a lot of, talk about those. Having like four guys in the starting lineup on the defensive line who are all high-level players, are all maybe kind of going for the sacks, and that caused maybe you need one or two guys who kind of stay in their lane, so to speak, and not have four guys kind of going for it at all times. If you know what I'm saying, does that anything kind of ring true ultimately to what you've seen over the last few years?
Well, I would just say that I appreciate the work that those guys put in. Wish them the very best. But as far as us going forward, we're looking to rush as a pack, and that's not going to change.
Just one more looking back, though. What do you think ultimately kind of went wrong with Chase's time here that he's no longer here?
I guess other people kind of speak to that. I mean, for me, it's like I'm going to focus on the guys that are here. Love Chase, love Sweat. Wish those guys the best, and that's really all I have to say on it.
Does it change how much you're looking to rotate or get fresh guys in? Because those guys played pretty heavy snap counts, obviously.
Yeah, they did. They played a lot. They wanted to stay in. It'll change the snap count. Guys are going to get more opportunities.
How deep do you want to go? Do you anticipate a deep rotation, or do you want to give those two guys?
We'll use everybody.
With Bill Belichick up this weekend, what's kind of your history with him? Obviously, one of the legendary coaches of the game, and what you see when you prepare for a team he coaches.
You're always getting a team that's well prepared. So I think they have tremendous situational awareness. So we're going to need to have that ourselves. They're physical and well coached.
And then as we talk about the trades, obviously, new ownership plays a role in all of this. How much are you in on those discussions? How much do you feel the tenor changing with a new approach coming?
That's not my role. So I'm just sticking to my role, and so I'll just keep it at that.
I guess, but were you aware that things might happen? Because when you came in Monday, I assume you had to game plan and kind of figure out what you were going to do this week.
Say that again.
Like, were you aware on Monday that they would probably be traded? Because when you come into game plan, I wonder if you were factoring in, hey, Montez and Chase are going to be here, or they won't be here.
Game planning starts on Tuesday for us. The bulk of our game planning took place once we had the news and had adjusted.
What have you seen from KJ Henry specifically, and what sort of a role could he play now?
We'll see. He's been inactive for the most part, and he's had really zero opportunities in live games. So we'll see. It's a little bit of an unknown. Kind of curious. Looking forward to getting a look at him.
Does this change anything what you do on the back end? Just thinking rush and coverage go together. Does that have sort of a ripple effect?
It doesn't. It doesn't change a lot. We as far as like the back end, look, it's next man up. You guys have seen us deal with injuries, over the last several years, and next man up mentality is what we take. We're prepared. The guys that are getting opportunities are excited. And we'll just approach it like that and go compete. That's where it is. I mean, we'll pull together. We'll put together a good plan and go out and compete.
And I mean, it's sort of rare to have both your two starting pass rushers traded. Is that something where you talk to the players afterwards when they come in for the team meeting the next day, or you just kind of move on it's business?
No, I didn't. As coach can talk about that if he wants to, but no, I didn't. We moved on.
Two more. Chase is only 24 years old. What would you tell him about what his future can be and the potential that's still ahead of him?
Well, I mean, obviously, for both those guys, they're both young players. So, they should have bright futures.
Seems like Mac Jones been a little bit up and down. I guess what have you made of him?
He's been a lot better the last 2 weeks. you know, and I think they're gaining confidence. They're working at. It's a lot like we are. I mean, yeah, I think you know, the early part of the year hasn't gone how we all would envision or would have liked. But what do you do about it? You go to work and you come in every day with good attitude and good work ethic and prepare, and then you go compete. I think he's done a good job the last couple of weeks of doing just that.
What have you seen from Andre Jones, just even in practice or whatever?
Andre was excellent coming out of training camp. Had really done a lot of good things. Primarily was involved in special teams. Did not get a lot of defensive snaps. So obviously now he'll get an opportunity, and one of the young guys we're looking forward to getting a good look at.
Chase, number 2 overall pick, played well his rookie season. I mean, the fact that he was traded before his rookie contract expired, does that surprise you at all? That it didn't last longer, at least?
A lot of possibilities to how things can come down. There are no guarantees, and I'm certain of one thing, and that is when that pick was selected back then, nobody envisioned that it would go the way it has in terms of missed time to injuries and whatever, and then it ultimately ended up being traded. So not exactly what we all kind of were anticipating, but look, he's a great young man. Wish him the very best, and for us, we're moving on.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, thanks. See you guys.